My answer to that question, what is the relevance of this book? Black history matters,
Amen.
just like black lives matter. Black history matters. If you don't know black history, you are completely baffled about the status of black people in this society today. Why is it that we don't have wealth or power? And in some places, we lack prestige as well. But when you know history, when you study history, when you know what really happened, you see immediately why we lack status. So at this time, there have been various opinions that black history no longer should be taught, which means that no one will understand where we are or why we are. The unpaid labor of our ancestors created the wealth that made this country yet the descendants, the people who have come after, as a group, are not wealthy. We have not been a people who have tried to become millionaires. Our goal has been to have a decent life and to educate our children. After the Civil War, the people who had been brutalized for hundreds of years, they didn't want to be like the master.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted land and they wanted education. Mm-hmm. We have always been a very, even though we couldn't read and write, we had values deep within our culture. We knew what was important in this world. And we tried, our ancestors tried, to gain those things for us and pass them on. We rarely, when we look at the way black history is addressed, it's usually focused on individuals, exceptional, people who were exceptional. But it's like the rest of us, we just couldn't make it. But these, the Harriet Tubmans and the Dr. Martin Luther Kings, they were just so strong and so wise and so wonderful that they stood above us. But the mass of us are just kind of backward. We don't know how to do what's required in this country to become a millionaire or become wealthy. So it's really, really important that we understand our history. One of the things that I have been talking about that has struck me so, that black people have been at the forefront of all the struggles for rights in this country. We have led the way. We will be for the right, women's rights, before gay people's rights, before the right for disability, for immigrants. We are the ones. And it may be, I don't know, maybe it's the spirit that we have. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because we've suffered so much too. And we know what it's like to be treated unfairly. And that is the reason that we are so energized when it comes to struggle. One of the things that I think all of us should know, that we did more than just invent things, many of the wonderful things that we hear during Black History Month. Black people the core. Black people are the ones who defined what a United States citizen is. That is not general knowledge, at least I didn't know it. But there's a professor at Johns Hopkins University who went back to the conventions that black men held for 40 years, dozens of conventions. Before that time, if you were white, you were a citizen. If you were black, you were not. Even if you were free, you were not a citizen. These black men met in places like Philadelphia and New York. These were free black men. And they said, if you were born in this country, you should be a citizen. They studied the Declaration of Independence. They read it at each of their conventions. They read the Constitution, and they came up with this concept of birthright citizenship. They did. And when they wrote the 14th Amendment, do you know that they were called in and they used their concept and their language? Philip Faulkner, who is a historian, said that next to the Bill of Rights, the 14th Amendment with this birthright citizenship has affected American life more than anything else in the Constitution. So that I want us to recognize, that when they talk about our contribution, we didn't just invent the traffic light. We invented what it means to be an American citizen. And it's time to bring this to a close. But this story about North Carolina and how we stood up and fought the racism, and you should see that town and that county now. The county commission is all black. The attorneys, 3 women, judges, 3 black women. The superintendent of school is a black man. So people are voting, people are active, and people are beginning to have some control over their lives. I thank you so much for coming. But one last thing, I hope that you will take this lesson. I hope all of us will. And say we do have energy, we can lead, and we can change. And we need to be mindful of what's happening around us. We need to use some of the same strategies that we used back in Plainfield, where we boycotted for 3 months, and we brought about change. Those strategies